Hi, I'm the Tale Weaver Omar, and DM here at A Tale of D20's Network.
Hi, I'm Zektown, and I am the DM here at A Tale of D20's Network.
Zek, you know I am the Dungeon Master for the drama-fueled, anime-inspired fantasy epic Descent into the Void, right?
Yes, but Omar, you know I am the Dungeon Master for the comedy-riddled, trope-smashing fantasy epic The Natural Ones.
I guess both of them are perfect shows for a tabletop podcasting network.
It's a good thing that people can find us at ataleofd20s.com then.
Yeah, you can also find us on Twitter at A Tale of D20s. That's at ATALEOFD20S, A Tale of D20s.
And you can find each show on Twitter at The Nat Ones Cast, at THENAT1SCAST, The Nat Ones Cast, or Descent Void at DESCENTVOID, Descent Void on Twitter.
So, if you want thrilling drama,
or a side-splitting comedy, A Tale of D20s has you covered.
Greetings, Dungeon Delvers, and welcome to another exciting chapter of A Tale of D20's Descent into the Void, where six friends journey together to tell the story of mythic proportion.
Gather round, gather round. Let me tell you a tale of life and death, of joy and sorrow, a tale of D20s.
So, without further ado, let's remove the bookmark and continue our epic tale. Last time, Liberators, you defeated the Demon of the River and headed to Goldgrass Ranch for respite. There, you met the inhabitants who adorned you with gold, meals, mead, and a place to stay, making you honorary citizens. King Monako and Horatio performed a ritual at the town's Heaven's Dew Crystal, which was embedded in a statue of Gaia, when they were transported through space and time and saw a vision of the past. Here, Gaia was consulting with the goddess Nyx, worried that the choices of the Trias and the Aegis may have been wrong and caused damage beyond repair, readying herself for a sacrifice to fix their mistakes. Traveling back to the town, you all saw a small army of undead marching towards Delos, but a battalion of Unity Knights meeting them in battle. When arriving back at the Light District, your group split up, Horatio and Monako heading toward the Corporus for a secret meeting, and Cal, King, and Duran back to the manor. On the way, Cal discovered that you were being followed after some antics, were able to subdue the undead spy who came with a message for Cal. Drusilla, the leader of the Bloodline, invited him to come along to their sanctum in the Grey District, to which Cal agreed to, untruthfully. Meanwhile, Horatio and Monako met up with the Archmages, and it was revealed that they had a way to remove the hold that the Burning Hand had on Monako, but still allowing her to utilize his power. All they had to do was to planar travel to Phlegethos and retrieve an artifact of the Burning Hand and learn his true name. The mages would do the rest. With their end of the bargain fulfilled, Horatio stepped into a magic circle and partook in the ritual of becoming an official Corporus member. After the ritual was completed, Horatio had undergone a transformation, revealing tribal tattoos all over his body, his hair let down and seemingly growing in size, and a magical presence not felt before. Joined by other leaders of the Corporus, they removed their masks that hid their identities and stared back at shock at the new member of their order. So, Liberators, with an undead secured by Duran and Cal on a rooftop, King waiting in the Corporus registration building, and Monako and Horatio within the Archmage's office, what do you all do next?
Horatio, wow, are you okay?
Yeah, I feel fine. I'm speechless.
You've got some more on your arm?
And Horatio takes a look at his arms now. Did my seal grow?
At this point, everyone who's standing there in the holographic image, as well as the people as well as Judean and Alara, are just looking with mouth agape. He goes down, Judean, and puts down his mask and stares at you, Horatio, and leaves the circle that he's been standing on. And then he starts walking around you, analyzing. And at this point, you can tell that your clothes have been ripped apart, revealing your tattoo, seeing that the symbol has been warped and shaped into a new design, and how it goes down in your arms, but stopping there, not already retreating back from the rest of your body. He goes over and stares at you. But my word, how is this possible? Horatio Dularian Kane, there's more to you than meets the eye.
So I take it by your shock that you don't know what any of this means.
No, I know exactly what it means. Just how is it possible, I don't know. And meanwhile, all the other leaders of the Corporus who were within there in their hologram form are kind of staring at each other in shock. Immediately, Judain raises his hands and says, "You are dismissed!" And when he does so, each of them, one by one, zips away, leaving only you, Monaco, Judain, and Alara within the room.
And do you want to enlighten me on what this means?
He looks over towards you, showing, and then your shirt, as if you may or may not have noticed, has been ripped apart, just revealing your bare chest. He goes on over towards one of his side closets, opens it up, sliding the door open. He kind of revels through it until he finally pulls out what seems to be a tunic and throws it at you. Put some clothes on.
Horatio grabs the tunic and puts it on.
The markings that you have, do they have any obvious meaning or like magical purpose that is obviously identifiable to people, students of the arts?
What languages do you understand?
Plenty. She speaks primordial, celestial, infernal, abyssal, common, and gnomish.
Okay, you recognize these to be celestial markings. What exactly they mean, you don't know. Actually, you can roll me a history check to see if you're able to surmise what these celestial markings mean.
16.
16. They're definitely celestial and very old in nature. Exactly what their purpose is, you're not sure. You have not come across this before.
She kind of just traces her finger along one thing before he gets the tunic and starts putting it on, going,
So like you get up close and start tracing it. It feels like his skin, but when your finger touches his bare arms and goes down to the tattoo, there's definitely a feeling of a substance being there. It doesn't come off or wipe off onto you, but you just feel like almost like an electricity sliding down on where the tattoos are placed.
Horatio, something amazing has happened to you.
Oh, it's kind of too soon to tell if it's amazing or not.
Well, are you going to explain it, Judain?
Judain walks back and looks over at Alara. Alara has a look of excitement in her eyes, a twinkle as she looks on, and she's not hiding it. You can easily see, almost like how she was drooling over King. She's doing the same at Horatio, and then she gets up closer and she goes up. May I? She says, reaching out to touch your arm, which the tunic doesn't go cover your the tattoos that went down your arm. It just covers your back and obviously the rest of your body.
Sure.
And she goes and runs her fingers down your arms, and she puts a smile on her face. Astonishing. Judain kind of coughs. Hey, she steps back. Judain walks up to you. Never have I seen it in person, but the powers that run in you are quite powerful indeed. You are what is known as an archon of power.
Archon of power. Horatio says, questioning.
Well, history has told that special corporeal members, the ones who are tied with the arcane in their very essence, their very spark that creates their arcane magic, those who reach those powers from the spell weave itself are known as archon, rulers of magic. You seem to have been connected. There is one other archon I know of, though I've never met him, the legendary Gerard Dularian. But it seems that his blood runs thick inside you, Horatio Dularian Kane.
Alright. I'm still at a loss for words, really, but do you know what the benefits of having this is?
Power beyond your wildest dreams, if you know how to use it. And then his kind of look of shock turns into a small smirk, which we are willing to teach you now that you are a member of the Corporis. And then roll me an insight check.
I rolled a 17.
You see, looking over at Judean Horatio, the cogs in his mind beginning to spin as he reaches his fingers up to his temple and turns around, only showing you his back, and begins pacing towards his desk. He stops at the front of his desk and turns around sharply once again. Yes, this will be excellent. An archon of power realizing itself here. We must not have this news reach the Grand Magus yet. Alert the others who were here before. Make sure they take a oath of solidarity. Have them keep quiet until I say otherwise. This can bend the balance into our favor. You are right, husband. Indeed it can.
As they're saying this in front of Horatio and Minako, Horatio takes a look at Minako what the fuck are they planning?
Minako is staring daggers at Alara, and then she notices and kind of gives him a look, and then we'll brain chat. Do you know what they're up to?
Horatio replies, I have no idea, but it can't be good.
Horatio, you radiate magical energy.
Can I do an arcana on myself to try to feel how magical this is?
Sure, roll an arcana check at advantage.
18.
18. Okay. Not bad. So with an 18, you kind of close your eyes as Alara and Judean are kind of just having conversations, talking. At this point, they're kind of muttering to themselves and looking over at you. You go ahead and close your eyes and reach in to see if you can recognize this new power that you have acquired. In doing so, images start coming into your mind, and the word war and peace come into your head. As an Archon, you're able to use a bonus action to activate your Archon power of war or activate your Archon power of peace. With your Archon power of war activated, well, before I start, when in your Archon mode, all hits that hit you, although you are extremely powerful, you're also at your most vulnerable. When you are hit with an attack, it is considered a critical hit. But when you turn into your Archon of War or Peace, you regain all your Arcane Ward's temporary hit points. They reach up to their maximum. When you're in Archon of War, you gain Tactical Wit, meaning that you can apply your Intelligence modifier to your initiative. As an Archon of War, you have Power Surge. You can store magical energy within yourself to empower your damaging spell. You can store a maximum number of power surges equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum 1. Whenever you finish a long rest, your number of power surges resets to 1. Whenever you successfully end a spell with Dispel Magic or Counterspell, you gain 1 power surge. As you steal magic from the spell, you have foiled. If you end a short rest with no power surges, you gain 1 power surge. Once per turn, when you deal damage to a creature or object with a wizard spell, you can spend 1 power surge to deal extra force damage to that target. The extra damage equals your wizard spell level. As an Archon of Peace, you have durable magic. The magic you channel helps ward off harm. While you maintain concentration on a spell, you have +2 bonus to your AC in all saving throws, to you and your allies that are within 30 feet of you. Also, you have Arcane Deflection, and this and with all this will be written down for you. So
okay.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry, I'll put this all in your character sheet. Lastly, you have Arcane Deflection. When you use your Arcane Deflection, you can cause magical energy to arc from you. Up to 3 creatures of your choice within 60 feet take force damage equal to half of your wizard level. Equal to your wizard level. And that's it.
The silence is me shocked. Give me a moment. So Horatio would interesting and tries to activate the Archon of War.
Okay. So, closing your eyes, you go ahead. As you do so, there's a glow that emanates from Horatio. Now you kind of back up instinctively, seeing him radiate power as Judain and Alar look on over in shock. The magical circle around Horatio begins to dissipate and burn away as the energy gets sucked up into him, leaving nothing but just a light etching of what was placed there before. The tattoos around on your arms and back grows out and completely changes into a tribal like tattoo markings that go all the way down from your face to your feet, covering your entire body. Your hair once again begins to stand up on end and begins to lift up as if air is pushing onto it, and you feel the power of the Archon of War come upon you. Although you feel all this power emanating from you, you do realize that you're sensitive to everything, so much so that even something that hits you with a light touch can do some damage.
Okay. And he would immediately, after feeling that, switch over to Archon of Peace.
Okay, and at doing so, the tattoos change in shape, going from their tribal-like sharp imagery to more script cursive-like writings that's more fluid and less jagged. And as they turn in faith, you feel a slight pain as the tattoo begins to shift. And now you realize, and then the aura around you changes color. First it was a reddish hue, now it goes to a bluish hue that kind of surrounds you. Your arcane ward swirling around your head like a crown as it goes around your temple, and you have transformed into the Archon of Peace.
Nix's blanket.
And then I just release it and go back to normal.
Your hair falls down, hitting the back of your neck and the upper part of your back as Judean looks on over. That was those forms. That's your tattoos. You harbor two powers of Archon inside of you. Oh, Lara, this is excellent. This is perfect. Come, we must complete the Gesh. And then all deals will be had, and then you can get your ticket to the gala tomorrow night.
It's the ticket for all of us, right?
Of course. Yes, whatever you need. He says, kind of batting away anything. He seems just fixated on what just transpired.
All right, let's finish the Gesh.
All right then. So he goes and he goes towards where you are standing, and as he walks up towards you, he goes ahead and reaches out for your hand. He doesn't take it, but he says, "Place your hand onto mine."
Horatio places his hand.
Okay. He goes ahead and goes into his pocket. Well, he goes into his he's holding your one hand with his left hand, and then with his right hand he goes into his left sleeves and pulls out a vial of what's inside of it. You can't tell, but he quickly uncorks it and begins pouring it over your hands as it looks solid, like a dust as it falls down, a black dust, but it melts into a liquid covering both of your hands in this strange black ichor, and he begins chanting words in primordial, which you both understand at this point. As he kind of goes ek tukach mok next safe, which translates to agreed to by all parties. In the power as the Archmage of the Corporis Arcana of Duskhaven, I hereby plant unto the soul of Horatio Dularian Kane, Archon of Power, the Gesh, agreeing to the terms. As part of the Corporis, we will aid him in his endeavors, but he will go seek out his mother, Susan Dularian Kane, and bring her back to Duskhaven. And you notice he changes it. Before he said he wanted you to bring it to any local Corporis, but he says, bring her back to Duskhaven to be handed over to the Archmage Judean Sunfell or Alara Sunfell. He will not tell a lie and be truthful only to Judean Sunfell and Alara Sunfell. And with these words, we create the contract. If it's to be broken, may the pains of 1,000 years come across those who break its bond. And then he continues saying more, just arcane spell words in primordial. And the black ichor stops dripping around your fingers and your hands and turns solid, sucking back up and dissipating into smoke as it fades away. The smoke literally pulls itself osmosis into your body, and you feel a weird tingle come upon you, and as it does the same to both you, Judean, and Alara. It is done. The gesh have been completed.
Why did you change it?
Well, it seems that matters are a little bit different now. You are an Archon of power, and you received this power through the blessing of the Corporus Arcana of Duskhaven, so you are forever tied to the Duskhaven chapter. I have ambitions, I won't lie, Horatio Dularian Kane. And with you by my side, those ambitions shall be reached. I don't wish for the Grand Magus to find out about you quite yet, and you would do well to keep it secret from the rest of the Corporus as well. You'll be sought after, seek to be controlled for your power, just like your great-great-grandfather.
How do I know that you're not seeking to control me for my power?
You don't, but better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
Are we done here?
Oh, we are far from done, but you may leave now. We'll be in contact. Remember, we have the way to enter into Phlegathos. There we can help your friend with her affliction with the devil who resides there, the Burning Hand. So come when you're ready. Here. And he goes and pulls out another pulls out an envelope from his sleeve and hands it to you. The envelope has the seal of the Corporus on it, and it has not been opened. This is the invitation. It has been altered to include your name and your party. So introduce yourself as Horatio Dularian Kane of the Corporus Arcana. Hand over this invitation, you will be let in as well as your party. I will be there in attendance as well. I look forward to seeing you there. We'll do great things together, Horatio Dularian Kane. But for now, you may leave. And he points over to the door. He moves his fingers in a motion, and the door goes and opens up.
Horatio looks at Minako and then begins walking towards the door.
Minako hurries up after him and leans in close and whispers, he has no intention of letting you just leave.
I know. And just goes towards the exit.
Okay. You go ahead and go through the exit. Waiting for you on the other side is a gentleman dressed in the Corporus Arcana robe. He goes to you and says, You've completed your meeting. Excellent. Follow me this way. We'll lead you back out through the doors to get back into the registration room. He begins walking that way, expecting you to follow him, but he walks down the hallway the same way that you entered.
So I guess we'll follow him, and Horatio would be looking in his pack to see if he has another shirt. So I'm checking my inventory.
Okay. So you begin going through your backpack looking for another shirt. The shirt you have on, it's like a normal green tunic. It's a little big, as it looks like it was supposed to fit Judean, but it does cover you mostly.
Right, but my arms are still exposed, right?
Oh yeah, they're totally exposed, so you have like full-on tattoos. I mean, it looks like you just have a normal tattoo. It doesn't look like anything suspicious.
Okay. Alright. I don't have one anyways, so.
Okay. So you walk through the doors, opening up the doorway. Almost like a shift in space and time happens once again, and when you do, you're brought back into the central office of the Corporus Registration. There you see, sitting down in one of the couches, waiting patiently, or impatiently, is King. And King, you also see both Minako and Horatio walking in there. Specifically, you do notice the large tattoos that are on Horatio's arms, and the baggy shirt that he's wearing, and his hair is flowing down.
I'll stand up and clasp my hands on my legs and say, well, there you guys are. It's about what happened to you?
King!
We'll discuss it later. What are you doing here?
We actually, we're kind of in a hurry. We captured one of the vampires that were chasing
The instant
Scout.
he says vampires, Horatio opens his eyes wide and takes a look around to make sure that no one heard him say this out loud.
It doesn't seem like anyone's paying attention to you.
And I say, hold on, and he gets closer to King.
Come on, we need to go.
All right, let's go. You could have just said that on. Don't worry.
We need your help in interrogating it. Both of yours. Come on, let's go.
Oh.
All right.
I will.
We follow you.
hold out Chastifold for a super close, flight downward. Get on! And I hoist my one leg over, old-fashioned, sitting over it style.
Is it gonna fit all of us?
Yeah, it's new and improved. It'll be fine. Get on.
Oh, okay.
I can cast Fly on Minako and I, and we could just follow you, right?
Whatever you want to do.
I cast Fly on Minako and I.
Oh, thank you.
I'll stretch out and lounge on it and say, then let's go. Come on.
We follow.
Fly towards where I last remember Cal and Duran being.
All right, so you go ahead, and the rest of you, you all follow King towards the direction of the manor, to where you left Cal and Duran. Meanwhile, Cal and Duran, the two of you are just on top of this vampire-like creature, who's kind of just hissing. He's saying, "Let me go! Let me go! She'll kill me! She'll kill me! Please!"
Wasting your time. Save your energy.
You do not know who you are messing with.
Duran kind of leans down low next to him. Why would you work for someone who will kill you so easily?
Because she sired me. I'm bound to Drusilla.
Who else is with you? Were you traveling with one of your fellow Bloodline members following us?
He says nothing.
Duran is going to try to intimidate him. He's going to put Firethorn next to his face and then turn it on.
Right, roll intimidation check at advantage.
I would like to assist by taking out the Demon's Bane and charging up some electrical charge, kind of like at the end to help intimidate.
I'll apply that to the DC since he's already at advantage.
21.
21. Okay. So with the combinations of you all using your intimidations onto him, he looks on over and he's just shaking in his boots as much as he can shake with you, him being hogtied the way he is. Please, I can't say any more. I can't say any more, he says, looking at you, pleading. And you definitely see the fear in his eyes, and probably guess that if he could cry, he probably would. Maybe it's an undead thing, no tear ducts, but he looks extremely scared at you all, but also extremely scared at something else. I can't say any longer. I am bound. I cannot say any more. I am bound. I've already said too much.
Duran, I think he physically can't say any more. There's some sort of magic on him.
He kind of looks on over to you in agreement, but not saying anything.
Perhaps we should ask questions in a different way. Less direct. What do you think, Duran?
Try my best. He brain chats that bit to Cal, and he grabs him by his collar. Where's the Bloodline? Where do you guys hide? What's your plan?
He looks on over to you and doesn't say anything.
I brain chat over to Duran. A little less direct. How far away is your queen?
He looks on over to you. Drusilla is nearby within the city. That's where we reside. That much I'm sure she has already told you.
Dear Drusilla, more powerful or less powerful than King Terminus?
King Terminus is a fool. Or controlled by the Corporus. His idiocy knows no bounds. Drusilla may not be stronger, but she is smarter, cunning, clever.
What do you mean about the Corporus Arcana? What are they up to?
I don't know what they're up to. I don't have that information. All I know is that King Terminus is in their pocket.
He doesn't have any evidence. He's lying to save his skin, Durant says, moving the blade closer to his face.
He yelps.
And why does Drusilla want to speak with me?
You are the mortal key. She does not wish you any harm, yet. She only wishes to speak to you and gain your cooperation.
Well, do you know what her plans are? Why she would need my cooperation?
No, I don't have that information. Why don't you speak to her yourself?
Duran, I don't know how much more we're going to get out of this one.
Cal, what do we intend to do with him?
I don't know. I think it's still worth letting Minako and Horatio and King give it a try. Maybe they have some stronger magics than what I have, and we'll be able to do something.
No, please, just let me go, please, he starts writhing.
Were you not prepared for death when you came here?
I do not wish to die. I wish to only serve my master. I have done you no harm. I'm only done as asked to follow, keep tabs on you, and deliver this message to the Mortal Key, which has been delivered. Now let me go. Where's your honor?
Duran winces at that and looks to Cal. Brain chats. He hasn't raised a blade against us, Cal. It's true.
I brain chat back. Yes, but he's been spying on us for who knows how long. Who knows what he's been able to have seen and observed. We don't need the information about King getting anywhere else either.
It's a dark and bloody war that we have now begun.
Sorry to have brought you into this.
That was the nature of every life when one holds a blade in their hand.
Agreed.
I accepted as much as this fool should have accepted his fate.
And out loud I say, you know what you signed up for. Now just wait till our friends get back.
He looks very agitated, but nonetheless, he cannot get out of your hog tie, and he sits there uncomfortably. You're a captive. But after some time, you see flying off into the distance the rest of your allies in the form of Horatio, Monaco, and King flying up to you. The three of you reach the rooftop and see that Cal and Duran are holding captive what seems to be a similar creature to the one that you saw the day prior that was following you once again, this undead-looking bestial humanoid creature. And then
Praise Maliki, it's still subdued. There, quick!
Oh. Well, I guess... what did you want us to do? What do we need to know?
Well, let me start by saying that Drusilla has invited me to the Bloodlens headquarters, and I'm to go alone.
Joke.
Oh, I see.
It's on the other side of the Grey District. Is that correct, DM?
yes, that's correct.
Alright.
When does she want you to meet with her?
I think tonight.
A
Before
trap.
the gala. It's most certainly a trap. Although this wretch claims that she just wants to gain my favor.
Oh. Well, what do you intend to do with it when you're done anyway?
I'm not quite sure, but if it's been spying on us, then it definitely knows about King and about Horatio, and certainly everything that we've done.
Well, I know a trick, but it's a little gruesome.
A trick?
What trick?
As she kind of rummages through her pack, and she pulls out the tiny silver cage that has not made its appearance since the Northrel. And she says, well, I could ask it some questions. Even see the inside of their base, maybe.
Oh, that's smart. Yes, I think you should do that.
What does the tiny cage do again?
Oh, you haven't seen this yet. I had it specially made for this spell. First we'll have to kill it, though.
At hearing that, he... What? Where's your honor? Where's your sense of decency? I've done nothing against you.
You're an abomination to this world.
She gives Cal an innocent look.
It is an undead, right? Like we have
yes.
confirmed this?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm a firm believer in things that have been dead should stay dead.
Treacherous cur of Kellenvor. Do what you will. May your soul rot in the 9 hells. And he stops talking at that point.
Monaco, is there any specific way he needs to be killed?
She just shakes her head and kind of looks away from him, like she doesn't want to see the action of it getting killed.
I pull out, or I still have the Demon's Bane out, and I kind of point blank shoot him in the back of the head.
Okay. So you go ahead and taking out the Demon's Bane weapon and pointing it to the back of the head, you release your shot. You're as it echoes throughout. Birds or chirp kind of flutter up that were perched in the nearby rooftop as he goes, and he falls down to the ground, destroyed.
And as he dies, you see his soul ripped from him, get caught inside the tiny cage. And Monaco kind of holds it up, with delight, looking inside the tiny cage with the soul in it.
As you see, the essence of the creature comes out and formulates into a wisp as it gets sucked into it, lighting up the cage and with a black hue.
She has a grin on her face as she looks at it, and she taps it a little once and says, "Now, what do we want to know?"
Cal?
I want to know what Drusilla needs of me. Why is she trying to set up this meeting?
She will query the soul. What does Drusilla need with him? Why is she why does she want his cooperation?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it speak just to you, or does it speak out loud?
She gets a telepathic message of it.
Okay, so into your mind with your mental link to the entity that you've consumed into your cage, it whispers, I don't know. I've only been tasked with following and keeping tabs on the mortal key. I do not know the mistress's plans past that.
Show me the bloodline. Show me your base of operations. And if he's been there, she gets an invisible sensor in that place that appears as a translucent image of the tormented soul that is there.
Okay. You get an image into your head of a large, abandoned-looking building. As your mind tries to drift inside of it, it's almost like it's being blocked. And you only can see the outside. Looking around, you do see way off into the distance. There's a shining light that only you can see, surmising that's probably the gray district, all the way in the back. But you do see the building, and it looks like almost like a large warehouse-like building, with dirty glass windows and decrepit-looking stone exterior. But there is the door, which is red. There's a picture of a blood drop onto it, and it's the only thing that's immaculate on the rest of this building.
And she will, as this is happening, she kind of holds a finger up, and a minor illusion will appear with the information that she has, displaying to the rest of the others what the inside looks like of the bloodline. And she whispers, "Now show me Drusilla."
Okay. So an image of a cloak figure comes to your mind. You're not able to see the face, but you do see a body, a slender body, with a hand that comes out, and it's a thin hand, not bony, but it's very pale, and there's just like a glow around this entity. You feel like the passion that this creature that you've consumed has for this entity, and then all you could see is glowing purple eyes within this hood, and a smile coming throughout the hood of this cloak figure that's pearly white and very thick fangs, and then the image disappears.
Now tell me what she desires above all else.
I don't know. The mistress keeps her secrets close at hand.
She looks up at the rest of you and says, anything else?
Seems to be limited in its knowledge.
Will she attack if we go with him, you think?
Is it a trap?
We know it's a trap. Who else is following us?
The entity says, I don't know.
And as she queries it for the sixth and final question, the soul is released from its tiny cage and is allowed to pass into the afterlife.
Disappears out of your cage.
Oh, it does get salvation. That's nice.
She looks at King with a smile on her face and says, I can keep it in there for a while.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, as long as it gets to either go up or down afterwards, that's fine.
Balance is not kept out, she says, looking at her Kalimvor worshipping friend.
It has returned to the afterlife where it belongs.
So technically, how many questions do you need to ask it for it to be? So if you never ask it the sixth question, it just always stays there?
Well, I mean, I'll go to sleep eventually.
Okay.
She kind of looks at you and then says, not like I would want to keep somebody's soul on me for no reason.
No, I was just asking. I know you wouldn't want to do that.
It's kind of unsettling, to be honest. And she kind of puts the little cage away. Well, he said he had no idea if it was a trap or if we're being followed. We have the location, and we know, well, a little bit about her. She kind of like looks down.
Well, if we have the location, then we don't have a reason to follow Kyle. We just need to stay near, and I could probably send Hootie with you.
Do any of you want to come with me inside?
No, we can't go.
We can't. Cal, do you have something in mind that can get us inside without blowing your cover?
I mean, I can change my appearances, but I feel like they won't let me in unless I look like me.
What we need is a way to get you out.
How long does your polymorph last?
Polymorph? Let me take a look. Horatio obviously knows, but...
I can disguise myself for about an hour. I can also become invisible for an hour if I really need to.
Because if you can make me small and I can go in his pocket, I can get him out and get him and I out.
Let's I'm sure if we just stayed nearby, but
Okay, so,
didn't go with him, they'd see him, and if something went wrong, he could run out. And
Horatio says, I mean, I can polymorph you for up to an hour, but after an hour, you poof back to your.
Okay, so like he could make me like a small mouse and I'll sit in his pocket. And then like if we get in danger, he can toss me out and I'll come back to me and then get us out.
DM question.
Yes.
If I polymorph somebody that is willing, can they willingly drop the polymorph?
No, you have to do it by ending your concentration.
But then Cal could just tell you to drop it.
That is true.
I could always brain chat you.
unless it's warded in there. I mean, I couldn't get a good look inside.
Hmm.
Well, if it's warded in there, then teleporting out might be an issue as well.
Look, she clearly needs you alive.
And she said she just wanted to talk. Get my cooperation for something.
So then we'll go just as a precaution. You don't necessarily need to magic. We don't need to magic out if your conversation goes okay.
And we can visit the shops of the district.
I don't feel entirely comfortable with this, but if it's something you must do.
Well, you could always just ignore her invitation and keep killing her spies. Wait for her to do something drastic.
Did she say she was expecting you? Like you had to come, Cal?
I was invited.
Like
Invited to come.
requested? Or like just like...
It was kind of a request.
Oh no. And you said yes, did you?
I did.
Oh no.
Just still would think that it would be fine if you all came. Whatever I will know, surely I think the rest of you should know as well.
Do we still have that magic ring that used to hold spells?
Yes, I believe that Duran has it.
Right here.
I could. How many spells can that hold? Can I take a look at it?
If I'm not mistaken, it holds up to 5 spells.
I could charge it with a dimension door spell. And if things do go bad, you could try and magic out. And that way you can go in by yourself.
I could also charge it with a dimension door spell as he looks at King so that you don't expend too much energy.
Yeah, or I could put it with a far step spell, so you don't have to. She kind of like reads the.
I mean, it was just an idea. Whatever spell is used is fine. And I'll just totally brush off your...
All these wizards trying to cast a spell on the ring.
It was just a thought.
It is a good idea. We can do that.
So, what do you guys think? Maybe Cal wears the ring?
By the way, Cal and Duran, the shirt that Horatio left to the Corporus with is not the one he came back with.
I mean, you would notice the sick tattoos that he has on his arms at this point as well.
Horatio,
Yeah.
now that we have a moment that we're not dealing with a vampire thrall, what's going on with your arms?
Actually, when we killed that vampire thrall, did his body just disintegrate into dust like the last one?
Uh-huh.
Horatio says, this was, I actually want to talk to you guys about this, but in a more private setting.
They said that you were doing some major ritual and would not let me in. I tried to break in and sneak past the guards, and then I just had to wait there patiently.
You tried to break in at the Corporus?
I mean, like, I wasn't gonna fight them, but I did try and push past the wizards at the gate.
It's funny.
Yeah, we have some news.
Yeah, I feel like this area is more private than our mansion that has ears everywhere.
Technically, you're not wrong. And Horatio takes a look around to see if there's people nearby or anything, or if it's just us here.
Roll a perception check.
12.
It looks
Man,
pretty
also
empty to you.
Check.
Duran, you want to roll a perception check?
Sir.
Yeah, go ahead and roll one.
I'd also like to, now that I've fired off a shot, like a loud rifle shot.
Okay. All those who wish to roll perception checks, roll perception checks.
I'm actually gonna spend the time precipitating the blood away from or off of my allies and myself.
And
Alright.
Minako will cast Minor Illusion at the alley entrance, creating an illusion of a wall.
Okay.
That's next level.
Right, so we have Horatio with a 12, Duran 13, Cal 10. To you guys, it seems pretty empty. I mean, you're on the rooftop, so you can see above.
On a rooftop.
I I mean, you can get down if you want, but you're on the rooftop, and it doesn't look like anyone's around that area. There are people flying much far above you, but that's the normal traffic of the wizard area. The wizards here and the mages here in the Light District. But Monaco, you go ahead and close off the alleyway, seemingly making it look like it's just there's no alley there. Although, if anyone needed to, or if they had like the leverage, they'll be able to see you on top of the roof. While King cleans all the blood and guts of the undead off of your bodies.
Being a little paranoid, Horatio says we should probably get down on ground level and I'll put up a bubble.
Okay.
And he flies down, if that's still active.
Yeah, it's still active. It lasts. Actually, no, it wouldn't be active anymore because it does take you about 10 minutes to get here, so you wouldn't be able to fly anymore. It only lasts 10 minutes.
Well, shit.
I mean, you can climb down.
Hell no.
I will climb down.
All right. You can easily climb. You're not in duress anymore, so you can easily climb down without having to make a roll.
I'll help everyone as I float down and offer a ride for those who wish it.
Monaco will graciously accept a ride.
So would Horatio.
And we'll float down safely one by one. I'll elevator up and down. Boo boo. Boo boo. And I'll get them all safely up and down.
As Kyle is climbing down.
It didn't take that long. We weren't that high up.
Yeah, it took you about 10 seconds to make your way down there, Cal.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Duran, what are you doing?
Duran waits to take a ride down on Chesterfall.
Okay, so you all land down there. What were you saying, Horatio?
Horatio will put up a bubble.
Okay, so you all kind of get into a circle together in a 10-foot radius diameter. Dome appears around you as you cast, using your arcane energy, the tiny hut. Or you are surrounded by this ethereal energy as it blocks all vision from inside, blending in with the surroundings, and you feel as if you, for the most part, are protected from outside interference.
And he proceeds to say, I rejoined the Corporus, and...
What?
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 Why? Why would you do that?
Because I asked him to.
Double what? Why?
It was the only way they would help me. But Horatio joined them, and he can explain what he can explain. But
for some reason, once I joined them, my certain things changed, and I guess I could just get to it. And he activates Archon of Peace first this time.
Alright, so you all see around Horatio, the tattoos on his arms grow and completely fill up his body, and they turn into a very scripture-like cursive art that's beautiful. His hair begins to fly up and stand on end, and an energy of blue radiance surrounds him. And you all of you who are attuned with the arcane, which would be everyone but Duran. Even Duran, you feel it too, because you're tied to, as a mark, you have the tie of the Stellus. So you all feel this rush of arcane energy come from Horatio.
And he switches to war mode.
In the same fashion, the markings around him become more tribal-like and with sharp edges and angles, covering his entire body. And his aura, his hair still staying up, changes from the blue aura to the red aura.
Joining the Corporus was not like joining the Seekers. He had to go through a powerful magical ritual. There were spirits of the Archmages.
Oh my god, Horatio, this is amazing. This is incredible. You're like brimming with power.
Everyone there was shocked when they saw it. Apparently I'm what they call an Archon of power.
An art? What does that mean?
Seems that I can harness a lot more energy than I knew I could.
They said that his spark was arcane itself.
And to all of our surprise, I seem to have the ability to hold two modes. The first one you saw was peace, and this one is war.
And you guys feel him jumping, even especially as he speaks in one form or the other, that his very aggressive energy coming from him right now, where before was very tranquil energy from him before. And Horatio, as you keep jumping in and out of these, you feel your emotions are heightened. You're a little bit more aggressive now. And now you're feeling, although you can keep it at bay, but you feel that not bloodthirst, but kind of that just an aggression boiling up inside. Whereas when you were an Archon of Peace, you felt more like you're tranquil and calm.
And kind of sensing that aggression, he drops back to normal.
Your hair falls down on your back. Your clothes stop fluttering.
Your markings changed. I could read your first form. They're old, in the language of the heavens.
Yeah, I also agreed to the Gesh.
What Gesh?
So, the one to bring my mother to the Corporus. He actually wants me to bring her directly to him now.
You're not gonna do that, though, right?
Why would you agree to that?
Horatio, you must know some way to break the Gesh then.
I don't think there is a way.
And even if he did, the Corporus would haunt him forever.
Is she to be executed?
King Judean said that he would try to get her a fair trial.
If she must be brought directly to him, then surely he'll make that decision, right?
He seems to be plotting something because he doesn't want the Grand Magus to find out that there is an Archon of Power.
And then, this is a term none of you have heard before. Not sure who the Grand Magus is. You do know, Horatio, who the Grand Magus is. The leader of all of the Corporus Arcana.
He kind of shakes his head and says, sorry, the Grand Magus is the leader of all of the Corporus.
And why wouldn't Judean want his boss, your ultimate leader, to know about this?
Probably because he plans to overthrow him. I don't know.
Judean seems power hungry.
I thought that the Corporus was supposed to be about knowledge. What is with all these nefarious deeds?
They are supposed to be. At least that's what my grandfather used to tell my mother. Somewhere along the way, they got lost.
You can't let them take your mother. She's been away from you all this time, and then you're just simply going to give her up? My heart couldn't bear it.
It's okay, Horatio. There's still time to figure things out. And she'll hold Horatio's arm and kind of give him a reassuring gesture.
But why?
Well, this, and he pulls out the letter. It's the invitation to the gala. I can get all of us in. I know that we need to help those in Frostmore.
I thought you already negotiated the terms of our entry to the gala.
Yeah, that was the Gesh.
Was it Horatio? We promised that we would help you not have to bring your mother in to save you from this fate.
It seemed like the only or the quickest way to get to the king. And plus, I still don't know where my mother is. I got time to figure something out.
Horatio, this did not seem wise.
This is very troublesome indeed.
Horatio puts the invitation away. It just seemed like the best option, guys.
You're right. We have to speak to the king. Queen Camilla is counting on us. We can't let her down, and we can't let your sacrifice be in vain.
No, we can't.
Agreed. Let's head back to the mansion then. And
Yeah, I actually need some clothing.
yeah.
And Horatio drops the bubble. And then he looks at Duran and he says, I don't have an answer yet, Duran, but I'm sure we'll all be able to find one. I'm not too worried.
All right. So as you let down the bubble, you're revealed to be back into the alleyway. Looking back, you see the Monocle's wall still up there, blocking it, closing you off. So what do you guys wish to do next?
I'll say, don't forget, Koben's coming over this evening. We're gonna hold the ritual.
Oh, I'll have to prepare an extra dish.
Oh, please, that would be fantastic to have a wonderful Monaco meal before we embark on this endeavor together.
At the same time, she says that. Horatio says, oh, he'll be excited to hear about this.
And the news of Drusilla.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about her. Earlier when we first caught that one whose head went pop, I did a divination to find out what would happen if we told people, and I got unclear results. Unclear as though nothing would happen. And I've just been thinking, if they would do nothing to stop a vampire menace, when you think about it, what do these vampires do? What would you do with that kind of power? I don't think she just lives in the Dust District. Or, what is it called?
The gem.
The gray.
I don't think
Gray.
I don't think she lives in the Gray District. I think that's just a front. I don't know.
I think that makes sense. It would be crazy for this, high powerful being living in the amongst the merchants, and if nothing will happen, that makes me nervous. For does the king and the noble court not know of this menace? If we tell them, will they do nothing?
She is of the court.
They might already know.
What if they are abiding her?
Things are not well in Thelos.
What do we do?
Seems that there are a lot of pieces in play. It seems that the Arcanum, Corpus Arcanum, is controlling the king's every move.
The Corporus is controlling the king.
That's what our little Thrall friend said. And when we were in by all of the old gods' temple stones, weren't we told not to trust the Arcanum then?
Yes, the elves of the city believe that the Corporus are up to no good and are doing nefarious things, at least in this city. That is why they hide and obfuscate themselves among the crowds.
I definitely feel that Judean is up to no good. I don't trust him.
Cal, have you decided whether you're gonna meet with her?
I will go tonight.
She's the only one who knows what's going on.
I know, and I have questions too about the this Kelemvor group that I'm now somehow wrapped up in as well. I'm sure that Master Regan will be none too thrilled that I went and met with the leader of the Bloodline.
Why would it matter to him what you do?
He gave me this Stone of Sending and told me to report on anything that might be related to the Bloodline, and that I was to not go anywhere near them. That they would just try to use me, much like the same way that he wants to use me as some sort of key as well.
Oh, Cal.
I'm not going to sit back and get used.
Definitely think that you seem to be caught in the middle of a war that doesn't belong to you.
Exactly, and I'm not just going to blindly pick. I know that this paladin order for Kelemvor is, my father Galilia, he was a part of it. But maybe there was a reason he left the group with me as just a small child. Maybe that's what he was protecting me from. Just as much as maybe he was protecting me from the Bloodline.
I don't think we should be too open and honest with a lot of the abilities that all of us possess.
Especially now that you've dropped the dome.
Is that sarcasm that I'm sensing from you, King? Horatio says with a smile on his face.
No, we should be serious.
Let's get back to the mansion then. Let's get you out of those rags, Horatio.
Oh no, guys! I'm out of mushrooms.
Oh, Monaco. Oh, God. I thought it was something serious.
What am I gonna make for King?
Hold on, I think I have more bags of mushroom in the portable hole. We can get some more out when we get back. Unless you want to pick up some fresh ones on the way, but that's fine too. And Cal, I'm not going to hold the ritual of attunement without you.
How long will the ritual take?
I don't know.
An hour?
I have no idea. It's an ancient text. I was able to recover from the research when we first got here.
I was hoping to depart afterwards.
I don't know.
Maybe there's time. You'll have time to study the text. Come on. Let's get back to the mansion, guys.
Maybe you can go first and then return and we can do it. If she is just meaning to talk, hopefully it will be just simply that, to talk. But you're right. Let's not discuss more in the alleyway.
Do I need to attune to this ring, DM?
The ring that...
It's a ring of spell storing.
Oh, the ring of spell storing. I believe you do, yes. And I believe Duran is currently attuned to it.
Okay.
Wait, does
Yes.
Duran hand over the ring, or is he holding on to it?
I don't know. Who has the ring currently?
Duran has the ring.
Okay.
One ring of power.
Is he looking at it like, my precious?
No, he hands it over.
And do we need to spend any time putting a new spell into it?
We would have to clear out whatever spells are in there and then load.
Yeah.
It's empty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so then Horatio would cast the Dimension Door spell into it he would cast. Once we get to the mansion, he would cast the dimension door into it. He says, "I don't know if you can dimension door out of that place if it's warded, but."
Well, you guys aren't at the mansion yet.
Oh, sorry.
Fast forward your time. But is there anything else you wish to do in this alleyway before heading off into back to your thing? Okay. So
I don't.
I don't have anything to do. Horatio wants to change clothes.
Okay. So you all begin walking out of the alleyway, passing through Monaco's illusion. I'm assuming you're putting down the illusion of the door.
Yeah. She'll dispel it after the minute passes.
Okay. As you dispel it, there's a couple people who are just like, ah! As you see on the other side, a couple of patrons or a couple of just pedestrians are walking by, and they kind of give you a look, but it's a magical city, and they continue to keep going. And you head in that, and then you head in the opposite direction where they were walking, heading towards the manor. And it takes you about, because you guys were like halfway there at this point, so it takes you about another 10 minutes as you're walking. As time passes on, you finally arrive at the manor, at the large gates. When you get close to them to open it up, they open automatically for you. As they have been doing it, and you continue down the beautiful garden until you go towards the doorway. Opening up the door, you see coming through the stone walls the familiar automaton. Hello there, masters. Welcome home. Is there anything you'll be needing?
No.
Minako, did you need mushrooms?
I have mushrooms.
Okay.
Well, I have a number of things that I need to complete tonight's dinner. Please, Oh, she did that last time. She gave it a list of things to get last time.
Mm-hmm.
She asked if it got all those things.
Why, of course I did. They're there for you in the kitchen room for you, ready to be picked up in a beautiful bag.
Oh, good. Could you put my bags in my room? I'll be right there.
Certainly.
Gives it like her the bag that she carries.
It grabs the bag. Well, it grabs the bag and looks at you. Is there anything else I can help you with, masters?
No.
Very well then. I shall put this in your room. And he goes ahead and places the bag into the wall. It gets sucked into the wall. He doesn't go in it. It just gets sucked into the wall itself, disappearing. And he just stands there. But doesn't ask or say anything. He just stands there.
Oh, wow. These city Nimblerites are... Oh, I forgot what they called them. Constructs? Anyway, I'll be in the kitchen.
If I asked you, since he's just standing there not saying anything, I'll just saying out loud. If I asked you to go get a diamond... Would you go do that, or would you tell me that it's out of your ability?
If you give me the coin, I can certainly go out and procure for you a diamond.
But you would never, burgle.
Oh, no, of course not. That's against the rules.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure that you're an, upstanding Nimblewright.
You're so suspicious, King. Yells from the kitchen.
Are you trying to burgle, King?
No, I'm making sure that they're not going to steal from us, that it's innate in their programming.
They are creatures of law. They're created to serve us.
Thank goodness. Okay, I'm gonna awkwardly walk away from the group towards the kitchen and be like, I have to give her the mushrooms.
Don't burgle anything on the way.
Ew, don't say anything. Don't associate that with me.
Horatio proceeds to go up to his room and get a new shirt.
Okay. So you all, we're in Duran. Cal, what are you two doing?
I was going to attune to the ring and then let someone cast a spell into it.
Okay. And Duran?
Duran's going to catch up with King as they're still in the Light District, and he doesn't want to be too far from him.
Oh, no, you guys, well, yeah, that's right. So, but you're inside the house. You know that you're pretty safe in here, but nevertheless, you go and follow King. The rest of you go to your respective rooms or areas to prepare what you're doing. Horatio, you walk up to the staircase. The automaton just stays there staring at you all as you all leave its sight in the main foyer. Horatio, you go into your bedroom, rifle through your things and begin trying to change your clothes. Do you have a change of clothes to change into? Because there's no stock of clothing in here.
Do I have main?
Well, you had your Viking realness tunic, although it might be a little hot.
It might be a little hot for that. I don't have anything on me. So
no, you don't even have your winter realness, because I have winter clothes from group inside the portable hole.
So he goes up. Yeah, so he goes up and opens the closet. And he's like, wait, I don't have anything here. All right. And then he just goes back downstairs, and as he's walking out the door, he says, I need to go buy some clothes, guys. I don't really have any.
Go to the tailor shop where we got our gala clothes at. We might get a discount.
It's the one near the inn where Cal got robbed?
Oh,
Just send an automaton.
Oh, that's even better.
The automaton comes out. Did you need my assistance? Are you looking for clothing? I can surely procure you some.
Yes. How much would it normally run DM, does Horatio know?
Depends. Do you want fancy clothes, normal clothes?
Just want normal clothes.
Normal clothes probably cost you about a couple copper pieces.
So yeah, he gives him a silver piece. He says, just get me some clothes, that's all.
Certainly. Your measurements have been taken.
When?
And as before answering, he turns around and says, when you entered first. And begins, and then as he says that, he goes into the wall, disappears.
Horatio shudders and he just goes to the kitchen.
Okay.
I'm unrolling the portable hole onto the ground, and I say, if I remember correctly, we had 4 big bags that were 10 pounds each of mushrooms. Did you want just one, or do you need 2?
Can't believe I cooked 10 pounds of mushrooms for you. Let's just give me 1 bag. I'll go through the rest later.
Okay. I'll jump in and look for one of the 10-pound bags of mushrooms.
You're easily able to grab it, come back out with a 10-pound bag. It's heavy, but nevertheless, pulled it out of the hole.
Oh, King, there's something I wanted to talk to you about, but it's kind of hard to. Hey, Duran.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want me to need some privacy?
Oh, do you know how to chop vegetables, Duran?
They chop the same way as everything else.
I thought you'd be good at it. Can you give me a hand with these? And then she kind of gives King a nervous look and looks away.
Yeah, let us help you clean these. There's so many. I'll finish putting away the portable hole and then open up the bag of mushrooms and start chopping and helping Duran chop too.
And Minako will kind of make some arcane gestures and smoke will evaporate from them and they'll be cleaned.
Horatio starts walking towards the kitchen and then he sees that everyone is in there actually doing something, and then he just kind of turns around and goes to the library.
Oh, Horatio, would you be able to put a spell in this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What spell are you interested in? You want the teleportation spell?
Yes.
Well, not teleport itself, but dimension door.
Yes, that one.
Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna leave.
You're leaving right now?
In a little while. I need to spend some time to attune to this, and then I was gonna head out to be back for the ritual tonight.
All right. Yeah, sure. Do you want to take Cootie with you?
Surely, if you wouldn't, you can just rest right here.
All right. Let's cast that spell first, and Horatio would. I assume that they're walking towards the library because that's where Horatio is going, and he would cast. He would just use a 5th level slot and cast Dimension Door into it.
All right. So
Dimension Door is 5th level, right? Oh no, it's 4th level. So yeah, he would cast Dimension Door as a 4th level, and then put a magic missile at level 1, and say, I also added a magic missile just in case. They never miss.
Thanks.
No problem.
So you go ahead and cast your magic onto it, filling the ring up with your magical energies until it finishes glowing and successfully has those 2 spells on it. So you can go ahead and write on your sheet that you have a level 4 Dimension Door as well as a level 1 Magic Missile.
And then, after the spell casting is done, Horatio would then summon Hootie and just summon him to sit on Cal's shoulder and give him the command to just stay with Cal, and when he gets basically to the house, try to, if Cal could sneak him in and then release him so that he flies around inside and gets a view of things.
Okay. So Cal, once he finished casting the ring, you look on at it and you see that it has 5 lights on there. After casting his 2 spells, you see all the lights have been filled, and the ring is at capacity, as it can only hold 5 levels worth, and you did a 4 and a 1.
Right.
It has a little bit of weight to it now. Thank you. Thank you, Horatio.
No problem.
And I put the ring on and will attune to it for the next hour.
Okay.
And then leave.
Okay. Horatio, as you cast Hootie, you go ahead and vamp him back into existence with a snap of your finger. When you do so, a magical symbol appears in the air where you mean for him to come from. This hasn't happened before, as you normally vamps through that. Kind of coming through the magical symbol, you see what looks to be very Snow White like wings, a thick belly, and a large owl head, but not as a tiny owl as Hootie, but more like a full-on large snow owl, a predator-like owl, the snow owl, as it comes out. So he's doubled in size, essentially, as well as carries the same markings that you carry on your back onto him as well.
It's gonna be a little hard to sneak in with that. What happened to Hootie?
Seems Hootie's manifesting a little bit of that power you gained as well.
Alright, well, I guess he can't go with you.
You can sit on my shoulder as my familiar. I don't know if Drusilla would know the difference.
As you go ahead and think about how Hootie's size is so large, just the thought of wishing he was smaller, an energy comes from you, and Hootie goes back to his original form.
Okay. This is a lot to handle. I would like to Arcana check Hootie, I guess, or identify him if I need to.
Whichever one. You can roll Arcana check or cast Identify.
I would just cast Identify to be sure.
Alright, using a spell slot?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go ahead and cast Identify into your owl. The owl sits there, Hootie back in his original form, kind of moving his head back and forth. You get an understanding of how he works. So Hootie, as well as, since your magic has changed, so has the magic of the spells that you have casted, including your familiar. Your familiar has grown in power and with it is larger, has faster speed, as well as can actually do damage as an attack, though just the damage that an owl can do, a large owl can do. He has all the stats of what a regular owl would have, as well as his attack.
Okay. And I can still cast a spell into him and use him to cast that spell.
Yes, all that remains the same. Just his. Okay. He's become physically stronger. He's able to physically interact with the world more so than he was before. As before, he couldn't really do any attacks. And also his HP raised.
Oh, well, you've gotten stronger, haven't you? And he kind of does a little scratch on the side of his head.
He's like, he does a little twist his head around.
All right. So I would tell the cow. So when you're walking in, just kind of hide him inside.
I'll put him in my pocket, and once I get inside, I'll slide my hand into it, opening it up, letting him get out, fly around, and allow you to kind of see the inside of the place, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I'll send you a message when that happens.
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you for everything you've done.
No problem.
So, where are you two heading next, or are you going your separate ways? After you hand over Hootie goes and rests on Cal's shoulders for the time being in his small form. And Cal, you're heading back to your room to attune?
Yes.
All right. And where are you doing, Horatio, as you wait for your clothes?
Horatio goes to the library.
Okay, and you head towards the library. Meanwhile, cooking. Inside the kitchen, Duran, you begin to grab a blade and start chopping at the vegetables, and you notice that roll me a performance check, a dexterity check.
Duran rolls a 17.
17, okay, not bad. Although it's not as pristine and sharp like Monaco's cooking, you do manage to this is the blade, and you know how to handle all blades, and you're able to very finely chop all of the vegetables and items that Monaco has given you, while the two of you, King and Monaco, you are off to the side a little bit, talking amongst each other.
Oh, what do you think about Cal going off tonight? It's crazy. I don't know if I'm okay with it.
I just don't know how else we're gonna find out what's going on. And it sounds like, I'm worried it's an ambush too.
We've, it's alright. I don't know. Anyway.
So you notice that Monaco has her sleeves rolled up. Normally she keeps her right sleeve down even when she's cooking, exposing the sort of wrapped bandage around her right arm. And she's kind of grinning at you. And she says, "Help me with this bird." And she's like trying to string up like a chicken.
All right, and I'll go to offer assistance.
King, you know how I have magic, right? We've talked about this.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, I'm not sure that Duran does. And she kind of like looks up over at him, and then she looks down at you, and she kind of has like a worried look on her face, and she's, I don't want to hide from you guys.
I mean, you're not hiding from us.
She winces and looks down at her bandages.
We'll
King.
help you. You've been so kind to us.
Oh, that's good to hear, King. I might need your help with something, but I can't. And she looks down again. I can't really talk about it.
Well, it's hard for us to help you if we don't know what we're dealing with.
Yeah, it really does make it difficult. And she like winces at you.
Well, if you're not ready, we can talk about it later.
Thanks. It's good to know that you're on my side, even though, you know.
Even though you left me hanging the other day?
Yeah, well, that was him.
What?
And she looks down at her wrist and she says, my dance partner. He's always with me.
Always?
And yeah. Well, we'll be together soon enough. And she smiles at you.
Okay. Well, let's finish this up. Everyone's gonna need a good meal.
Oh yeah, could you just put those around the bird so that the juices get into them? And then I made a second one. You see, I got a second one for you, so it doesn't have all the bird juices in it.
Oh.
But I think that Duran would really like this.
Oh, thank you. I mean, like, I'm fine with it.
You are?
Yeah!
Oh my goodness, you have to try these when they're done. They're gonna have all this bird juice in them. It'll taste just like chicken and potatoes. You're gonna be so happy. And she's like grinning from ear to ear.
Of course. All right, and then I'll start to do as she instructs and sort of ponder what just happened and what this all sort of means.
Okay. So as Monaco gives you a strange, ominous-like conversation, I need Monaco at advantage roll a performance check on the meal that you're preparing, as you're getting help from Duran and King.
A natural 20 for a 20 should be 29.
So as you guys are kind of working within that hour, half an hour, 45 minutes or so, preparing this meal. I'll say it will take you about an hour. Prepare this meal, and it comes out glorious and beautiful and smells fantastic. Meanwhile, as you're finishing up your final presentations, Horatio, you have walked into the library. Is there anything specific that you're looking for, or are you just in there studying?
I'm actually in there studying. I would take this time to work on my spell to try and complete it if possible.
Okay, so you have what spell are you? Oh, that
my personal one.
Okay, got it. Roll me a roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana. 27.
All right. So Horatio, you walk into the room, looking at yourselves and trying to just in shock at your newfound power. You feel the power swirling within you. Going through the large double doors and entering up this multi-layered library, you take a seat at one of the mahogany desks, light up a candle next to it so you have light, and begin working on your spells. At this point, you have successfully completed all your checks, and with the final bit of your ink, writing it into your book, make sure you remove your components to write this spell. Actually, so it is what is the highest level spell you can cast at this point?
I believe 6.
Okay, so that is the level of the spell that you finished completing.
Okay.
And the spell would be of which we had discussed those time ago. But you've successfully completed writing your original spell, placing it into your book, and you can prepare it when ready. But you use up the components needed to make a 6th level spell.
Horatio is officially out of paper, so I'll need to buy that.
All right. So during that hour, Cal, you are entering your room. You place the ring onto your fingers and begin meditating on it and attuning to it. When you reach about the last 5 minutes and the smell of food begins to linger in the air, and you alerting you that at least dinner is almost ready, you hear a ping in your head. After the ping ends, you hear a voice saying, "Hello there. I hope that the meeting with my spawn was not too abrasive. I look forward to seeing you tonight since you agreed to my terms. Be well, mortal key. I'm sorry, Cal." And it ends there.
I will be on my way soon.
Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. All right. No response comes after that. but the hour has completed, and you feel yourselves attuned to the ring with the 2 spells that are currently inside of it. What do you wish to do next?
I will unfortunately have to eat very quickly and then be on my way because I don't want to miss a Monaco meal.
Okay. At this point, you all smell the delicious meal, and the rest of the 3 of you, I'm assuming you go and get ready and start plating the... You can either go out to the patio once again, or go into the large dining room that's connected to the kitchen and start setting out the food there. The choice is yours.
Minako made a roast chicken dinner with all the fixins, and when Cal comes in, you see that she had prepared a little box with all like a chicken leg and a bit of like stuffing and a bit of all the different goodies that are in there, greens and potatoes and reds, all the goodness.
Monaco, this is perfect. Thank you.
Well, we couldn't let you go on an empty stomach.
You're the best. Thank you.
And she'll take a little bit of time to give him some inspiring words, and then kiss him on the forehead and give him inspiring leader to give him 17 temporary hit points.
Oh.
But just to Cal.
Oh, all right. So Cal, as Monaco comes over to you and spends a few minutes riling you up, giving you a kiss on your forehead, you feel inspired by her, and just by the very meal itself, the smell of it. It was made probably one of the best meals that she created that you are experiencing right now, and you feel the energy come upon you, and you gain 17 temporary hit points.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Monaco. With how amazing this is, I will make sure I come back soon for seconds.
You better.
Horatio, are you also heading down? Everyone else has met in there.
Oh yeah, no, Horatio, the instant he smelled Monaco's food, like near being done, he would have went down.
As you're walking down the stairs, coming through the wooden railings, which is very odd seeing this, but with where the wooden railing connects with the wall, you see a half wood, half stone automaton come out of it and holding a bag. Hello there, Master Horatio. I've completed your task. I hope these are to your liking, and here's your change. Dropping off 4 copper pieces.
He grabs the bag, puts the money away, and he grabs the shirt out of the bag.
All right. You see there's a shirt as well as a pant.
My pants are fine though, right?
Your pants are fine. You just sell to buy clothes. So
right. So then I give him the bag back and I say, drop this off in my room.
Certainly.
And I put on the shirt on my way to the kitchen.
He goes ahead and places the bag up to the wall and it gets sucked in. For a second, looks like you see something grab it before he stands there. Is there anything else you'll be needing as you walk down the stairs?
No, that is all. Thank you.
Splendid. And he walks after you. But eventually you do make your way towards the kitchen, the automaton behind you, and you're all together in the dining room. I mean, you see everyone kind of getting ready to eat, and a whole entire table, well, a good chunk of the table is extremely large, but you see a good one section of the table just fill up a delicious meal as like the scent of it drags you in from your nostrils as you float closer and closer to a delicious smell. The automaton slowly walks behind you.
Horatio notices the automaton is like, do you need something?
No, do you need anything, Master?
No, why are you following me?
Why, you have not dismissed me.
Oh, sorry, you're dismissed.
Excellent. And he fades back into the dining room hall walls and disappears.
I thought when I said that is all, thank you, I was dismissing him. Alright. He immediately goes and sits, says, Monaco, this smells amazing.
Well, I figured since I had an actual kitchen to work with instead of, a campfire or something, I could really go to town. So I had them buy all these ingredients and, well, I hope you guys can taste the love.
Oh, it's so good. I love this mushroom casserole too. And the chicken juices are so good.
Yeah, Horatio's just eating like he always does.
Everyone, I'll be back.
Be safe.
Good luck, Cal.
Horatio looks at him and nods as he's...
Take no unnecessary risk, Cal.
I'll keep all of this in mind. Thank you.
Alright, so with Hootie in tow, you, inside of your pocket, you walk off, spinning your newly attuned ring for good measure around your finger for walking out of the building heading towards the Grey District to meet up with Drusilla and the Bloodlen, while the rest of you complete your meals. And with that, we will take a break. Hey there, Dungeon Delvers. Thank you for listening. I would like to take this time to thank all of the wonderful people who helped bring Descent into the Void, a tale of D20s to life, starting with Frank Freire, who designed our character art, Kyle Misko, who collaborated on the main, mystical, and night theme songs, Manuel Lapuca, who collaborated on our battle and adventuring theme song, Jan Rosa for the use of their original soundtracks, David Chappell for the use of his End of Silence, A World of Color soundtrack, MFY for the use of their Dragon Castle Symphony for Duran's theme song, and Danny.Phantom.01 for creating the Liberators' full art. You can find more about these wonderful artists on our website, ataleofd20s.com. Now click on to part 2, and let's continue our epic tale.